I'm starting a brief series on leaves from tropical places and the dyes that can be made from those leaves. I'll just be using leaves from around my area, and the first one that I'm going to be studying is the lychee leaf. I have made dye from lychee peels in the past. I'll link to that video, but in this study, we're going to be doing the leaves from the lychee tree. So let's take a look. Prior to this video, I had already boiled some of the leaves, and I just added more leaves that had soaked overnight to the pot of leaves that had been boiled. When I first got into making plant dyes, I would always soak the plant materials, and at some point I kind of got away from that. But these leaves seemed like they needed to be soaked. They seemed very, I don't know, just dry or something. So I decided to give them a soak this time around and prior to boiling them. So this is the color that was achieved, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in a couple of jars to use as solar dye. And then you'll see later on how fabric turns out when it was dyed in these two batches. Something that I'm going to do, I talk about this in an ebook I'm actually writing, is the importance of making sure that the stainless steel pots that are used when making dye are not scorched on the bottom. You can see that this one is, and I kind of forgot that it was. So after making this dye, I realized that, and I decided that I need to clean it out because it can actually affect the color. So I was thinking, oh, maybe this, I know that this is the color you saw previously. That's the color that lychee makes because I've used the peels and it gives a similar color. But in the past, when I've been attempting to make green dye from alpaca leaves, and I would use a pot with a scorched bottom, just neglecting or forgetting that that was the case, it will come out brown instead of green. So I've scrubbed this, and you can see it's still discolored on the bottom, but it's not scorched. And I'm gonna go ahead and make more dye just to ensure that the color is accurate and not being influenced by the scorching that was on the bottom. So that's really important. Right here, I'm just doing some shibori, folding up some fabric to be placed in the dye. So this is the batch of dye that I did after cleaning the pot, and you can see the color is pretty consistent. So I don't think the scorched bottom affected it too much initially. And I'm going to be boiling one more batch. I did reboil the leaves at some point along the way, and that can be done as well. Maybe at least one more time you can boil them and get some color. Instead of just boiling once and then getting rid of the leaves. A lot of these leaves can be used multiple times to extract color.
Oh, but I do want to go to the pool party.
Yeah, I do
Oh,
want to
okay.
do that if it's hot.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm only gonna go to the pool the day that it's hot. If I feel like it.
With the previous pieces, I used solar dyeing, and this time I'm going to add this folded piece of fabric into the pot of dye. And this is how it looks the next day after just being in the pot overnight. These pieces were both solar dyed, but you can see a difference in color, and that was my experience when using lychee peels as well. I don't see a lot of lychee trees in my area, but I know that they are abundant in Hawaii. I just don't see them nearly as much as I see, say, mango trees. But I actually have two rather large ones right in my vicinity. My neighbor was kind enough to let me get leaves from their tree, and that's what I used in this video. But they are viable for making dye. As you can see, you can get brown, burgundy, reddish colors. So right here, I just wanted to quickly show how the dye looks if you add a loom to it, and also if you add iron water. So on the left, it's the lychee dye that's been mixed with a loom powder, and the right is just the lychee dye with some iron water poured into it. So I'll create a short video showing how those pieces turn out. If you happen to live in a place where there are lychee trees, I suggest you try this out sometime. I hope this information helps. Thanks for watching.